So what's going on in the world today? Let me see. We have 50, 60,000 troops headed over to Iran, sitting in boats, waiting nearby so that they can storm the shores of Iran as if it's Normandy or something like that. You have alleged peace talks. You have Israel doing what Israel does best, bombing little kids in Lebanon, bragging about killing babies and children. You have Donald Trump lying. Every other thing he says is a lie. Oh, the war is going to be over. Oh, we're doing it because of the people that their government killed in Iran, because they killed 40, 50,000 protesters, even though there's no pictures. He's saying that the government is just so tyrannical, but he can't produce any evidence of that. Nobody can, because it's not true. And then he's saying that he's going to liberate those people, and then he's saying that he's going to end their civilization. So it just goes to show you it was never about helping anyone. And I was listening to the Twins podcast the other day, and Dan Bilzerian was saying that he triple tapped that little girl's school. They killed like 150 something girls or something like that. That means they bombed the building and they're watching from above with satellites, and it's so crystal clear what's going on. So they bomb the building, they wait for EMS to come and people to try to help them or whatever, and they hit it again. And then they wait a little bit more and they hit it again. It's complete evil, like nothing you've ever seen. And our soldiers that are waiting in those boats about ready to storm those beaches like it's Normandy or something, they just got a million guys over there who can't wait to get some get back. They can't wait. You killed their religious leader. You killed their children. You bombed them. You lie about them. Even if them chanting "Death to America" is true, even if that's true, they have a good reason, man. And we need to have some kind of golden rule or something where we never do to another country what we wouldn't want them to do to us. Think about it. If they would bomb a school over here in the United States of America, like, how would you feel? How would you feel if they triple tapped a school with your daughter in it? I bet you'd be a terrorist too. I bet you'd rebuild your whole life around extinguishing the force that did that to your people. So why don't you just start looking at things through the eyes, through honest eyes, Stop being dishonest with yourselves. We have to stop Israel. We have to change the way we view them. They're not our greatest ally. They're trash. Donald Trump is one of them. He's not one of us. He's not America first, because he's about to sacrifice 60,000 people over there. So if you know somebody who's over there right now gearing up to go do whatever it is they're going to go do, I suggest you talk to that person every day. Try to convince them to somehow get out of it. Try to get them. Who cares about dishonorable discharge? What you're doing is dishonorable anyways. It doesn't matter. Don't do it. Don't do it. Those guys are not worth dying for. Israel is not worth dying for. You're not fighting for your country because Iran was never a threat to us. All the intelligence that we have, every single last bit of it, has said to that they are not a threat to us. They don't have intercontinental ballistic missiles. The only group of people that they're a threat to is those who threaten them. And Israel is the one who threatens them. Israel is the one who refuses to stop bombing them and won't stop starting crap with everybody. So yeah, it makes sense for them to be a threat to Israel. It makes sense for them to chant death to Israel. I sympathize with that. I totally sympathize with that. Because they go around disenfranchising everybody from their own government, and the one place they can't do that to, they're sicking the United States government on them, like it's like they did the Twin Towers or something, like Iran had something to do with any attack on U.S. soil. They didn't, and they don't want the smoke, and I don't want it either. So if you know somebody in the military, tell them to get out. tell them to stop. Tell them don't join. Tell them this ain't right. Start standing up for what's right in the world, and never let somebody lie in your presence, ever. This war has nothing to do with Americans. It's not America first. All of our budget is, could you just imagine? I don't think you guys even understand what it would feel like to have a government that really has your back, who takes every dollar that they get and puts it towards your security, your safety, your well-being. For they could spend half the money and give us all high-speed rail and free health care and everything. No other country spends this kind of loot on their military. And the reason why is because it's fraudulent activity. It's absolute fraudulent. It's absolutely fraudulent. And this because Iran is able to do a really good defense and a really good offense with cheap drones, and they're winning. That's why he ain't invaded yet. And when he does invade, I feel like it's going to be just so he could sacrifice a bunch of people in hopes that Americans will get pissed off and incited to join the military more, so he can get what he wants to empower Israel to be the mega power in the region. It's going to be like a genocide of American soldiers. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen. Every single one of them kids are going to die. And they are kids. There are kids. And we have to look out for them. There's a reason why they don't go around trying to recruit, 30 and 40-year-olds into the military, because they need somebody they can brainwash. And it's like putting an AK-47 in a child's hands. That's exactly what they're doing. They need young people who don't know any better, who think that they're, ideologically in the right, because they don't have that big world picture that most adults have, So you tell these guys, don't do it. You be the good adult. Never stop. Always put out the truth. And I'm really thinking about running for Kat Cammack's seat in my district here in Florida, because she hasn't even mentioned the war. I'm like watching her page. She's my representative. I'm watching her page, and she doesn't say anything about, she's like talking about healthcare. It's like, okay, cool. That's something we need to address. But right now, the biggest thing that we need to address is the president doing an undeclared war that has a terrible strategy, firing all the generals who disagree with him, firing anybody who doesn't see things his way, and no matter what, he's going to do whatever he wants. And, we have a system of checks and balances, and his ass needs to be checked, and his ass needs to be balanced. And I say this as somebody who voted for him. I voted for Donald Trump, and I got screwed. I voted for Joe Biden, and I got screwed. I'm a conservative Republican, and I am absolutely pissed off. And this idea that we're all happy with Donald Trump is just bullshit. And this whole, they say you got Trump derangement syndrome. Think about those phrases and what they do in people's minds. Those phrases basically make it so you stop caring about what somebody says because it's dismissive. It's saying that a person is crazy. And so don't fall victim to believing such things. You have to look at the way something is designed. Why don't you just listen to what that deranged person is saying? And if they're saying something that makes sense, maybe you should be deranged yourself. Maybe you should be upset. You don't have any representation. Unless you're wearing a little hat, you have no representation. And the founders would be, they are rolling in their graves. They are rolling in their graves. We can do better. We can do better. So, this is me coming to you right now, telling you what the problems are, telling you what we should be talking about. Kat Cammack is off in La La Land talking about healthcare, kicking the same dead horse, and nothing can be fixed. Nothing can be fixed until we gain control of our government. We limit the foreign lobbies, the Israeli lobby. We have to limit that. Nothing else matters until we do these things, because we don't have any checks and balances. We're not checking and balancing Donald Trump. So get in contact with me if you want to help me take Kat Cammack's seat. Get in contact with me if you're serious like I am, if you live in my area. Yeah, let's see if we can do this.